So if you were in the classroom at the moment, you'd be looking perhaps to prioritize that accessibility piece around AI. Is that right?
Yeah, for me, and maybe that's just because of my start point, has always been about helping students access learning and try to level out the playing field as much as possible, so that, what I love about AI, and I think maybe COVID exposed this a little bit more, was some students that were maybe more affluent had access to tutors or those sorts of things that could help them spend more time delving into content or something to help them reframe it. Whereas those students that didn't have access to that had almost one shot. It was their teacher. Now, they might have been able to access the internet and find through, video channels, whatever it might be, another version, but there's no interaction. You either listen to it from your teacher or you listen to it over here from a video player, and you hope you understand it. I think what AI allowed is almost that opportunity to almost have a personal tutor for everybody. It might not be perfect, but it's better than not having anybody to just question something around, to just kind of try and reframe something. And I think for me, that's where I initially saw huge potential, and that's scratching the surface. But for me, that is, to my point earlier of trying to level things out and remove barriers for students, that's something that I can see is something which would help all students.
What might you say to a school leader who's looking at a Gen AI tool for a specific purpose in school? There are so many out there, right? There is so many possibilities with this. Is there a right way and a wrong way for going about procurement or investigating or experimenting? What might you say to leaders in that position?
I think do your research, connect with people that are in the classroom or have deployed things already, because I think at the moment, because AI is so big, you'll see it everywhere. And I've gone on social media things before, and you see it kind of, this is new and this is new, and there's the danger of the shiny new tool, which is promising a lot without actually understanding what it can do. And I think from our point of view, purposeful deployment, that's hugely come from an education point of view. Like, really understand what you're trying to achieve with it. What is it actually going to do? How is it going to be used more than just a one-off? Because sometimes you see things that, that would be great for a science lesson. And you're like, well, yes, but you might be investing in this. If you only use it once a year, it's not a good investment. So thinking about those things and thinking about the end users and what is it actually going to do? And it does take a lot longer, because you've got to look beyond the kind of initial promise of what things can do to actually, how is this going to impact on teaching and learning? You do have to do that level of research. You do have to ask around, find out from other educators what it's actually going to do. And I guess like the one thing that everyone would say is, do the proper analysis around what's happening with the data that you're providing, because you're using it with children under the age of 16. You are in charge of their data. You are in charge of what data is being used around them, and that's a critical thing. Like, you have to make sure you're protecting those students the whole time. So that is another side to also look at and understand where that data lives long term.
Super insightful stuff, Matt. Thanks ever so much for sharing such a unique perspective as well.